Hi, Glenn Phillips here with Lake Homes Realty and lakehomes.com. Today I want to talk to you about how can a lake-focused real estate agent protect a seller. And when I say lake-focused, I mean somebody who's seasoned and understands their local lake market, and they're different from lake to lake, versus an agent that may be a great agent, but they don't necessarily know the lake-specific market. And there is a big difference. This is why you want, if you're thinking about selling, you want to get an agent who is comfortable and knowledgeable of your market. So let me tell you why. One, you got to price your house to sell. Pricing is different at the lake. Yeah, you may have bought and sold houses around the country through your life, but when it's time to sell that house, there are variables at the lake that may not even be matching what's happening in primary residential real estate. You can see all these headlines of what's going on in the market, peak, valley, what's going on. And so pricing is different not only because of the market, but also where is the home on the lake. The water matters. You know, they say the rules of real estate are location, location, location. Well, for the lake, it's water, water, water. And the same house in different places on the lake might look like comparables in an MLS from an agent. Say, look, these houses should all be priced the same, but they shouldn't because of the water, the shorefront, or access to the water if it's not on the water. These things greatly impact the price of a home at the lake. So pricing is different because of this, and you want somebody who understands those nuances. The other thing is timing. You want an agent who understands the timing. And when I say the timing, someone who's buying a lake home may come from some distance away. So this idea when the market was really hot of people going, sold in one day. Well, that meant they limited the number of people who could come see the house. Now, if you're selling at a suburbs and a house with lots of people who live nearby who are planning to come, and it's easy to do an open house and sell that one day, fine. But at the lake, you want to maximize the number of people who can see this house. So you can't do that by selling it in one day, maybe not even one weekend. There's a trade-off. The faster you sell that house, the less money you possibly can earn. Now, that said, you don't want to be on the market for weeks and weeks and weeks, but you can't try to sell it just like that or you're leaving money on the table. Understand the buyer comes from maybe hours or states away. Number three of why would a lake-focused real estate agent protect a seller is urgency is different. Lake real estate is a discretionary purchase, and if you own that house, you understand that you didn't have to spend that much money to get that house at the lake. You could have spent less money to have the same house somewhere else. And people who are buying have a different sense of urgency because it's a dream home. They don't have to buy at the lake. They're not looking for shelter. They're looking for their dream home. And so they may not be looking online every day in a frenzy because, oh my goodness, school's about to start. So you have to be sure that you understand what the urgency of the buyer is, as well as if you're selling your home, many of your neighbors who are selling their home may not be in a hurry either. So there's a slower sense of urgency at the lake. You could be an exception, but you will be an exception that will impact your price. The next way an agent that's lake focused can help a seller is understand exposure. And this is something very, very important. I actually have noted that many people who, like, we're not going to put it in the MLS, we just want an agent to be familiar. This is often a challenge for sale by owner if it's not listed somewhere, or it's only in the local and we don't want to share it with everybody else. You're selling a secret. What are the odds you're going to get a good price selling a secret? You want maximum exposure in the right places. Not just everywhere, but the right places. So yes, homes are put in the MLS. They're often syndicated to a variety of portals, and like Realtor.com and Zillow and a host of others. There's thousands of them out there. But you're also putting your house in a big, massive exposure market that's just saturated. How is your house going to be found? Homes that are listed on lakehomes.com have been filtered down to be lake specific. So the website is very, very popular with the lake home buyer, both locally and remotely. And since you're not selling your house to the neighbor probably, you want to know how do you get exposure to that remote buyer. In fact, you can meet one of our agents and they can show you, we actually say, look, I can show you how many people across the country, where they are while they're shopping at our lake. I can tell you how many people are from Chicago, how many people are from Montana, how many people are from Dallas. And yes, in any of these lakes, there are people from other states and cities that are interested, that are well beyond the exposure of the local, that's typically provided by a local agent. So my fifth point on how a lake-focused real estate agent can help protect you as a seller is that these agents understand buyers for lake property are different. And when I say different, they typically have means, more so than maybe a first-time home buyer or somebody that's got a tighter budget. They have funding. They can often pay cash. They also can be very patient. It's a discretionary property. In many cases, it's a dream home. Maybe it's a second home. They don't have to buy the property. A lake-focused real estate agent knows you market that home to those individuals a little differently. You're going to do things about timing. They may often have spent years developing a list of buyers who are not looking every day, but they've perhaps been interested in that market for more than a year, more than two, we have agents who've sold homes, they said, my buyer's been looking for 8 years. Lake-focused real estate agents who are doing this right understand that buyer and can help protect their seller by having that seller not have to do a fire sale quickly because they didn't have access to all these buyers, they didn't have the exposure, they understood the timing. These are all things that can help a seller when it comes time to maximize your investment return by selling your lake home. I hope this has been helpful. If you want to find one of our agents who are lake-focused agents, you can find them on lakehomes.com in our agents section. You can also see tens of thousands of properties as well as those locally at your lake if you want to see what your lake market is today. I hope this information has been helpful, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you. For more information, be sure to check out lakehomes.com.